Hello, I'm Chris Systems Market Together, and in this video I'm going to show you something about my approach to building your marketing strategy using stories. Take a look at the image in the background on this slide, because I chose this image deliberately because it actually shows us something of the problems that we face when we are marketing. We have available to us media beyond our wildest dreams even a few years ago. 20 years ago we had access to none of this. Now we can all produce videos, produce music if we have musical instruments, we can all write, we can all get our message out there. The real problem we have is not how to get the message out there, it's the content, what we put in it and why we put what we put in it. So, a marketing strategy that is designed around stories and teaching in various media is what we need. And the focus needs to be on the content and not so much on how we actually get that content out there. So, let's have a look. There are three key skills that you need if you are going to use stories deliberately in your marketing. And the first of these is you need to know how to find the raw material for your stories. And the real problem here is not a lack of material. There is loads of material around you all the time. It's how do I recognize a particular incident or something that I've seen or observed could actually be turned into a story. And so we need to develop our sensitivity to the potential of the stuff that's going on around us. The second skill you need is how to tell your stories. How do you take that raw material and turn it into a story that is compelling and that people will want to pay attention to and listen to through to the end. And once you have done that, you then need to make a decision to share that story. And this is where the media comes in, because the media that you choose to tell your story will actually influence the story that you tell, and maybe indeed the material that you use to form your stories. So, those are the three skills. Let's have a look at finding raw material. And you can see here that you can find stories in your business, in your personal history, in the life that you're living now, and in your interests. In addition to stories, you need to collect teaching. If you tell a story, about 20% of that story can be teaching. But your teaching needs to be interesting and compelling too. So what are the points that you want to teach, and what are the ways in which you can teach that so that you can integrate the teaching with your stories? You may find quotations are helpful from other practitioners or writers generally on your topic. You may find that there are exercises you can prepare when you're running workshops or when you have an audience and you want audience participation. And of course, illustrations. All of these need to be organised into some sort of a database so that you can access them with ease and use them to structure your business narrative. So you can see that finding stories actually involves quite a lot of effort. You then need to move on to telling your stories. How do you do that? Well, generally speaking, you need a purpose in telling your story. What is the point of your story? Is it part of a 30-minute talk and it's the third story in those 30 minutes? What's it doing there? What is it meant to be doing? Or you may have a social media sequence with a particular arc, but quite a lot of flexibility about the stories that you tell during that sequence. So get clarity about the purpose and then seek inspiration from your raw material. once you find something that inspires you and you begin to see a way through, you can seek out related material, which may be in your database, but it could also be in your memory. And if it is in your memory, you can turn it into a story and put it in your database. Then you need to think about plotting your story. How do you actually tell it? And then there's that process of rehearsal where you revise and refine your story. So, finding stories, telling stories, and then sharing that story, that key decision that makes all the difference. You need, number one, a business narrative. Your story belongs somewhere in your business narrative. It has a role and a function in your business. You need to understand that first. The next thing you need to do is to make a decision. Am I ready to share this story or this narrative? If the answer is no, then you need to go back, make changes until the answer is yes. Because until the answer is yes, you're wasting your time. And then thirdly, you need to think about the media. Now it could be that you were asked to prepare a 30-minute talk, you've done that, it matches your business narrative, and your decision is that you're ready to do the talk. But just pause for a moment. Are there other media you could share the same material on? Maybe to promote your talk, or maybe in addition to the talk to get the message out to other people and show them what they were missing. So all of this goes together into feedback and evaluation. And your best feedback is sales. If you sell as a result of your business narrative, then you are getting excellent feedback. And similarly, no sales is also excellent feedback, although it might not feel quite so excellent. But also other feedback. People may say something was helpful, or they may say something was wrong, or they may say that you need to add something to it, and that's all good. It can all help you evaluate, and when you evaluate, you improve your business. So overall, in terms of a marketing strategy, these are 5 areas where my coaching can help you. The first thing is business elements. Your business breaks down into several elements, all of which you can understand in depth, and as you understand them in depth, you can build the stories and the teaching that goes with them. You learn how to tell those stories, and they become a part of your business narrative, which you can share using media. And learning how to use those media systems effectively, how to automate, is really important. As a result of that, you receive feedback, and therefore you can evaluate, which enables you to upgrade your business elements. And that is basically it. So, if you're interested, do sign up below. When you sign up to my mailing list, it enables you to keep in touch, and you also receive a sequence of emails that feature stories that I wrote 21 stories in 21 days, and so they're all pretty raw, but following each story there are some comments, and they highlight the pitfalls of storytelling that we all need to learn about. So that's a very powerful sequence, well worth signing up for that. So I hope to see you on the mailing list soon, and to get to know you better. In the meantime, I'm Chris Sissons, Market Together.